LifeStyle with Jomo. Weekdays 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. CAT.
Ngeke. 8 minutes after 12 p.m. Central African time. You tune into #LifeStyle. Jomo in the building. And as I said to you, man, been waiting for the gentleman. But hey, dog, he's in the building already. What's good, man?
I'm out here, it's good. Yenafuna hamba Congo, yenafuna wena yekela dlala longoma yena kalo last year. Mina phethe lo munye maningi lo hit. Come on, Maraza in the building. Trans Africa sengisekhaya phela ngiyanethezeka. Like I walk in here like, yo, Daddy, I'm home.
It's home, dog. It's home. We even have a couch for you out there. You're like, yo, listen.
I've slept on many couches in my life. It's comfortable.
Yeah. Standi Maji. Yo, man, out here today with August Child. What's good, my brother?
I am chilling, my guy. Kuya banda ekoli namhlanje.
I know, dog. I'm from Pretoria, bro.
What the hell is going on out here?
Yeah.
Apparently it's from Matatiele. Like MT, come on, put it away and then go control the weather. Go control the weather.
Easy talk. Listen, man, we definitely had to get you in the studio, with the gentleman, of course. Not only because we appreciate the music, but we got a new song that's also out right now, and a new EP that's out right now.
3.
So, yo, dog, you're doing this international thing, brother. Yo, Maji, listen, you last year, 2016, dropped Blind. And it shook a lot, bro.
Yeah.
It literally shook a lot. It did so. I was just saying to you now that so many tracks in there resonate with so many experiences that I've had, so many experiences that people have had. So it's been conversations between people specifically about the music.
Wow.
How was the journey of actually just the Blind project?
I thought that was a project that took my entire life. It wasn't actually. The project that took my entire life is what's coming next. But the Blind project is really, 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 for me, it's one of my proudest moments. I've been, it's no secret how long I've been trying to do this. It's no secret how long I've been hustling in the game. I mean, I was playlisted in 2006. That was the first time my song was on radio, which means I've been making royalty money since 2006. But the Blind project was, for me, it was fairly personal. It was actually quite personal. It was a way for me to introduce who Maraza is, a way for me to introduce the multifacets of the music that I make. I love storytelling. I love being humorous. I love rap. I am a rapper and I rap a lot. Okay, I don't want to sugarcoat it. Yes, I am a musician, but I'm a musician who raps. And I was rapping there, I was producing. I featured some of my favorite musicians, including August Child, who's here today. He was on a song called My Time with the boys, the Black Shoes, which is a band that he's also a part of. So the Blind project was, for me, just a way to cement who I am to the people who were already having an ear out for my music. Obviously, Kwan was one of the biggest songs of last year. Much bigger than some of the songs that got Song of the Year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree, brother.
I mean, welcome to the game. Welcome to the game. Play it, okay? So, but there was so much more to Blind than just Kwan, and I'm appreciative of every single person who's gone out there and bought and gone to the trouble of telling me how much the project meant to them. Yeah.
Yo, bro, with that being said, because I just had this in my mind right now that, the rapping that goes, actually, you just said you're a rapper, you rap a lot, give bars the whole time. There's this thing that I keep hearing that really disturbs me with the industry right now. When people say that you rap too much, what is that?
I don't understand what that is. I think if you say I rap too much, then if a rapper is like, the cytoplasmic reticulum, I'm out here, I will strangle your ancestors with your great-grand-aunt's umbilical cords and then throw them into the cosmos. I'm no cosmopolitan, but I'm probably politically inclined into Mars, Uranus, and Jupiter. That is over-rapping.
Yeah.
But it's also just dumb rap. Yeah. For me, that is as stupid as Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. My be little doing cocaine. Off a bit don't know No.
There needs to be substance to this.
There has to be substance. Someone said, I do not like limiting music. I especially do not like limiting hip-hop music. If I did, I would have never started using autotune. But for me, autotune is an incredible instrument that is a part of who we are. At some point, people who played classical guitar, when the first guy who made the electric guitar and had those magnetic pickups, they said that was not art. That was not a real guitar. Yeah, bo? But now electric guitar is commonplace. So you can't. There was a lot of people were saying auto-tune, auto-tune. Jay-Z eventually said auto-tune is dead. But now auto-tune is commonplace everywhere, and it's fine. There's some progress that is very much necessary, but there's also some change that is, at least for me, and I don't think I'm a purist, but that might be the purist in me talking. There's also some change that I think is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't think that we have to have a rap that is constantly making people dance. I don't think that we have to have a rap music that is not making people dance at all. I think we have to have a very good balance, and artists need to be supported on either side of the spectrum, because you will go there, you will dance, clappers to the front, Shawty got a big old butt, oh yeah. I'm quoting that song because it's a club song and I like it. And you'll jam and you'll turn up, right? And then your drink will get spiked and you'll get date raped, and then you get
so
put in
many
it,
things
right?
that,
But these things happen. Then you get in an Uber. Now you can't pay the Uber. Now you are there in Alexandra. Now,
Dude.
2 days later, now you don't know what's going on. Now, do you still want to hear Shawty got a big old butt?
Dude, you don't even care what that is all about.
No, you don't. Now you need to be consoled. Now you need to be by yourself and listen to an artist who you feel can understand. And that is the role that hip-hop music has forever had in people's lives. I mean, man, hip-hop raised me. I grew up without a father, but I was never missing a positive father figure. Because whenever I needed to learn something from my dad, I would tune in to a hip-hop song and I would listen to some of the hip-hop legends who raised me. And I would learn things. Talib Kweli would teach me so much. Pharoah Monch would teach me so much. Uzola would teach me so much. Proverb, Zabs. There's a very, very, very important space that type of hip-hop plays in, and I don't think that thing should ever go away. I don't think that can ever play second fiddle to Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Without a doubt, man. I mean, you've just put down the reason why.
Hold on, sorry. How do you write a chorus and just say Gucci Gang times 52?
Times 3.
Times 46.
And it's going to become one of the biggest songs in the world.
Let's try that.
I think that's what you just said right now. It's a good, you've said how I'm frustrated by that statement, but you've actually put it down as to why it frustrates me. It frustrates me this much.
You see, people relate.
So that's dope.
Same.
That's too dope,
Thank
man.
you.
So we're going to go to some of the gems that, come through from Blind specifically. We're going to get into, I hope I'm saying it right, Pepe, right?
Yeah, Pepe.
Yeah,
Pepe
Pepe.
EP, Ispillion EP, and of course, Offcuts EP.
All right, we're going to go into some of the tracks over there as well. But this one specifically, because it was one of the favorite songs of Blind for me, Nick's Map.
Oh, snap.
How greedy were you when you wrote this song?
Listen, I was feeling myself. I was in my zone. That song, I remember we did the video that never came out. But yeah, hey. The game.
Yeah.
But I love Uprooted Media. I mean, Uprooted Media now have a very, very good understanding. I'm sure we're going to do a video soon to make it up to the fans.
Oh, certainly, man.
They are fired what they do.
I'm telling you, dog, this song is definitely one of the dopest that I've heard on Blind directly. There's so many other ones. We're going to get into them. We have a full hour. So we're good at that, man. 16 minutes after 12 p.m. Central African time. We're sitting in here with rapper, entrepreneur, Mr. Pioneer himself. You pioneered a sound, and you call it, there's a name that you said. What's the name?
It's Fun to Flow.
That's it.
It's Fun to Flow.
We got it the whole time, man. 16 after 12 p.m. Central African time.
This is Trans Africa Radio.
Good jams and some real bars, man. You got some gold on you. Yo.
I wear my heart on my left wrist and I got an ace down the same sleeve. Rappers begging for the same piece. F your plug, I'm the main switch. You told your mommy that I ain't ish, but I turn her on and watch your main switch. I've been the man. I'm killing hooks. Peter Pan, you don't understand that you been a fan. I'm sick and tired of being the bigger man. To these little fellas that belittle fellas. You just talk to chickens and do, little fella. And I ain't here to make paradigms. I'm just here to shift the paradigm.
Yo. We got this, man. We got this, man. Yo, man, you can't keep a good man down, though. You know what I mean?
Even though they try every day.
They try all the time. That's the thing. I feel like, it actually comes with the territory in the sense of saying, you always got to have people that trying to put you down, bro.
Yep.
What do you, with the personality that you have, with the type of, because you're a straightforward kind of guy,
I am.
You give me this, that's exactly how it is. How do you approach every single situation when, you got those haters out here, even people, your peers in the industry that are hating on you?
Baningi. Look, I've recently been having trouble. I want to film this for them to see it. I've recently been having trouble with Twitter. I have this insane belief that everyone's opinions matter, whether they're speaking to you positively or not, because I find it hypocritical to only pay attention to the people who are telling me nice things about me. Yeah, but I've learned that there's some things, man, that you should just really let go. There's some things that, especially in the era of social media that we're in today, there's so many people who say things they don't mean just because they're looking for a reaction, and some are even looking for an erection. But there's so many people who say nonsense to you for the sake of getting that attention. Yeah. And as black people, we're not raised to think of things like depression and sociopathic behavior, and people who are really just begging for attention because they have holes that they need to fill inside of them. So umuntu builds this exterior of me, I don't like anything and I'm not scared of anyone. Yeah, I'm a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. But those people deep down have a giant hole, and the more they shawoloza you when you respond, the more they throw it into that same bottomless pit.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
They're actually trying to, create something that isn't even there.
Yeah.
Just to fill that hole that you're talking about.
I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was on a show called Vodacom Next Level, which is on Zanzi Magic.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm out there. I was a producer as well. So, excuse me. Another producer, very prominent, one of my favorite producers in the country, was pegged to do that particular session, and he couldn't make it. But unfortunately, I don't know, apparently he told them at the last minute. That's what the show said.
Yeah.
And then they called me at the very last minute, literally at the 11th hour. Well, at the second hour of a 3-hour session to come in and try and rescue everything. And I was working with an artist called Jesse Rains, and he specifically said on the show, yo, thank you so much to Maraza for coming and trying to help out the situation, but the damage was already done. There was nothing much he could do.
Yeah. And
even the judges were saying the same thing about euphonic, about Ricky. We're watching the show yesterday, and it's exactly like that. This thing of a person, it's female in shape.
Yeah.
And it goes on Twitter, and it's like, yo, Jesse's like, yo, thank you so much, Maraza, in. And this thing is like, yeah, but he sabotaged you. He should have been there on time. I'm so pissed off. And I'm like, hey, kiss khua.
But how? Because clearly they're saying to you that this guy's coming to rescue the situation.
Yeah, but they're saying it in English. You see?
It's English.
Maybe. And I'm like, yo, why didn't you ask? Or get a translator or get a better DSTV package.
Yeah.
Move to a place with better connection so that you can see it properly. And then this person realized the error of their ways, decided to delete the tweet. Instead of coming back and apologizing and saying, I was wrong, Bendicteta Ikaka, you were right, you did not do as I said you did.
It's a problem that we all have. It's just that, sometimes with us, I'm going to call us normal people and ordinary people. Yes. You are a normal person, but you're in the limelight at the same time.
Unfortunately.
So it's the problem that, you sit behind, you sit on your phone, communicate with people, but there's people that sit there to hide behind it.
That's it.
People who sit to hide behind it.
Yes, I sit there to show my all. They sit there to hide. Keyboard gangsters out there. I'm a goons. But I'm slowly learning that, as someone in the public eye, I think it's very difficult when you don't consider yourself a celebrity. It's very difficult when, I live my entire life as Uspamandla and people see me as Maraza. And I'm not a fan of living as Maraza, but to a certain degree, I've realized that I might need to start applying it because I'll end up damaging Maraza by allowing Uspamandla to react the normal way
Yeah.
to every single thing. Because there's nothing that I do that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
But because I'm expected to have a skin that's thicker than normal, I'm expected to have a thick skin that doesn't have pimples. I'm expected to be held to be a higher moral standard. Someone will come to you on social media and say your mother's genitalia.
Yeah.
And then you
And
respond.
expect you not to actually respond.
Yeah, and you respond and say, your mother's genitalia also. And they're like, but how could you do that?
You know what I say?
so rude.
You know what I actually say to that?
Mau?
Thank God. Thank God to the 280 characters. Now we can say it in detail.
Let me tell you.
Go in detail.
Ngiyabangena, I describe the potensity and the diameter of your mother's genitals.
Because it was started by someone indeed, man. So we're going to jump into the next song that's coming through. But this one is actually taken off one of your EPs. One of the new EPs.
One of the new ones.
That had just come through. And, it's actually just going to draw our brother man, August Child, in the conversation as well. This one is called Thando Lwakho.
Thando Lwakho, taken from the EP Ispillion.
And what does this song say? Because I've listened to it, and it's Maraza coming through right there. Gentlemen also throwing, doing the most right there. Having a lot of fun. It seems like you guys had a lot of fun. Doing this all the EPs as a whole.
Yeah,
the fun that came through right there.
We definitely did. This song is about love, and Thando Lwakho is the lead single from the trio of EPs that I recently released, namely Offcuts, Pepe, and the Spillion EP. Thando Lwakho is about showing appreciation to people who give you their love each and every single day, whether you deserve it or not. Especially us gents, because sometimes we can do a lot to not deserve that love, But because it's 50-50, it's equal. There are also some women who are dogs, Women also have. They are very much capable of being just as bad as men. We're the same. Yes. So if you're out there and you get some love that you sometimes don't deserve, or even if you deserve it, just make sure that you show that person some appreciation. And I featured my man August Child on that joint. Yeah, how was that session?
Yo, man, it's always fun when we're in studio, because we never go out really with an intention that we're going to create this type of song. We just feed off the energy. So Raza will start with the beat, nyana, kicks, keys there, and then we just start humming, put ideas together. And that's the best way to make music, when it just comes from the heart, when you just allow it to come from the universe. Not
having some type of book, you're like, yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Follow steps in how to do this book.
Like instructions.
It.
Instruction 1, record keyboard, all of that. Like, it becomes boring, because at the end of the day, we do this because we love it.
Oh yeah.
More than anything, we do it because we love it and because it's fun. So now, when you take away the fun element, becomes a problem. But more than anything, this song is a celebration of love.
Was it intentional that you literally drop all three at the same time? I would get to the mind of, what were you doing? When's that?
There was someone literally went on Twitter and said, this guy is such an idiot. Oh, so stupid. Why would you drop 3 projects at the same time? Why not just drop 1 album? He's so dumb. I don't understand how this rapper thinks. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's why you are not this rapper.
That's why you're not gonna let me flourish the way you want.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna do it on my rules, on my terms.
That's why you're never
exactly
gonna
how
have
it's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
It's not gonna happen.
Never
but I mean,
happen.
it was intentional. Because I have a lot of material. We have a lot of material, and I just wanted to put it out there to the people. But also, these EPs are very distinctly different.
Yeah.
And it felt that it would have been wrong to put them all in the same project. They're very specific. Pepe has a very specific South African Zulu sound, and then Ispillion is about my life experiences, and Offcuts is more of a commercial aspect of things. It's all the songs that I released that didn't belong to any particular project. So it had to happen this way. And
Most
no one's ever done
definitely,
it.
man. Yeah, no, hey, dog. It's good that you out here. You getting these medals of pioneering stuff.
Listen.
You're
Now
getting
they're
the
gonna
medals
release
of
4,
pioneering stuff.
They're gonna release 4 garbage.
They're gonna make 4 or 5 and say it's the 5+ or whatever. But anyway, let's take a listen to the jam. Immediately after that, there's quite a few questions that have come up on our WhatsApp line from gentlemen and ladies wanting to know quite a lot of things about the industry and about you as a person as well. It's 31 minutes after 12 p.m. Central African time. You're listening to Trans Africa Radio over here, the HQ of African content.
This is Trans Africa Radio.
12 p.m. To 1 p.m. Central African time. Round about now, though, it's 12:41 p.m. So I'm going to actually post some of the questions that have come through on our WhatsApp line. Firstly, it's a comment that's coming through from Kolani, who says, Wola Maraza, I'm enjoying the interview. Ubachele eat amaqiniso abo Gucci gang.
Good gang.
Oh, yeah. It's too crazy, man.
Chorus.
So Gift all the way from Zimbabwe sends us a message, says, hey Jomo, can you please ask Maraza how he feels about African artists who are now using drugs in order to boost their self-confidence? About most Americanizing rappers have died because of this substance. So what's your view in that regard?
I think now hip hop has a very difficult relationship with role modeling. Because there's some, on the one hand, you can have rappers who teach such incredibly positive messages, but on the other hand, the same rappers might be involved in some not so positive stuff. I personally do not rap about guns. I do not like to rap about guns. I personally do not like to glorify things like prostitution. I do not rap about cocaine. I have been asked by 2 different people who asked me to be on a song, and they were talking about cocaine, and I specifically said no. But I am also guilty of rapping about some drugs. I've rapped about alcohol before. I rap about purple drank, which I try not to rap too much about it. I definitely try not to be seen in public with it. But as far as the harder drugs, alcohol is a commonplace, but for me it's still a drug, and I don't drink alcohol for the specific reason that for me it does not translate into good things.
Yeah.
But I think it's very important for parents to be aware of that parental advisory sticker that is on the songs out there, and it's very important for rappers as well to assume responsibility for what they do, for what we do. Let me speak with myself included in there. We say things that make children want to follow us wherever we go. And if we're going to weed, they will come. And if we're going to cocaine, they will come. If you're going to lean, if you're going to liquor, they will do that. So I try as hard as I can to maintain a positive message. I try as hard as I can to avoid certain topics. When I do talk about drugs explicitly, I try to make it a song that's about the dangers of, and I do not condone the use of drugs in any way. But I myself I don't take cocaine, I don't take ecstasy, I don't take Molly. I hate rapping about Molly in South Africa. I despise the thing. I hate it because that drug is deadly. Like, kids have died. I can't smoke weed. I can't handle weed. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. So and I'm very open about that so that young people can understand that if you see me going crazy on stage, the only thing fueling me is passion.
It's a natural high.
That's it. It's a very natural high because I love what I do so much and I'm so passionate about it. I always get on stage sober. I always get on stage sober. I'm not anti-alcohol. I just prefer not to drink it myself. I'll have a celebratory glass of champagne every once in a while, a celebratory glass of whatever every once in a while, but I do not condone the drinking of that because mina, utshwala buyangihlula, intang yangihlula, cigarettes will kill you, cocaine is just dumb, ecstasy is worse.
Standi, XMG, I want you to also throw in there what you think about this, your personal opinion about it, and specifically when it's because I have a problem already when someone says self-confidence is so lacking that I need to depend on a substance.
Jesus.
That means
that's still not self-confidence. That's substance confidence.
Yeah.
So you might as well accredit your career to your drug
because it's what's always writing the lyrics. It's what's performing the whole time. So you can actually give credit to that. I like that statement. What do you have to say, August?
I always feel that the purpose of music is to encourage and is to help people through situations, and it's always about creativity. You know what I'm saying? So if you're always gonna rap about what everybody raps about because it's cool, you're no longer making music now. You know what I'm saying? It's a copy and paste type of situation, and it's very sad when you see people relying on substances to look and sound cool, because at the end of the day you're relying on that. I'm saying your drug dealer is your producer, that's your muse now, you know what I'm saying? And people forget that we've got these kids who listen to our music. You know what I'm saying? So when these kids listen to all of these things and they now start doing things because you, their role model, make it look cool. You know, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of people's futures in your hands. Because you've been given the platform to create this art, and you have people who listen to that and take whatever you say seriously. And the one thing that I find shocking is that a lot of these people who rap about these things don't actually do them.
Yeah. I was about to say the only thing worse than a rapper who's on drugs and raps about it is a rapper who's not on drugs but raps about being on drugs, but raps about doing drugs, because you clearly know it's bad for you, but you're telling the kids out there that it's fine, they must do it. Yeah. So we need to be, and like I said, I need to reiterate, I myself am not the most innocent. You know, I've rapped about things before. I've rapped about alcohol. I've rapped about lean. I've rapped about weed even. I've rapped about various things. And I've tried many of them in my time. And I've just realized it. And by many of them, I'm not talking about ecstasy and more. I've never tried it. That thing is nonsense, guys. That thing is nonsense. You need to stop
deadly stuff that are out here, bro.
Never.
I mean, I don't understand how, you know, we were supposed to actually be influencing ourselves, like in each other, in some type of way. But it seems as though, like, you know, we dragging each other down that road of,
guys,
you know, brother.
You need to be you need to wake up every morning and look at your eyes. You need to wake up every morning and look at your skin. And I know that there's black people living with albinism, but you can still see that this person has albinism. They look beautiful, but they are black. You know, look at the skin you're in. The skin you're in is incredibly disadvantaged. The skin you're in has a very long way to go. And the more time you spend not sober, the less time you spend progressing you and your community. We need to be very aware of who we are as a people. We need to stop watching TV and taking the templates of these Americanized families that we see on TV and applying them directly into our own lives. It doesn't work like that. You are a black person. You have a long way to go. Your mother still probably, if you are at the age of 30 right now, your mother still probably needs you to take care of her. As opposed to your Caucasian counterpart who's at the age of 30 and has their mother still taking care of them because the mother can afford that. Your mother probably is illiterate. Your mother probably worked as a maid for most of her life, you know? So we can't forget who we are.
And we can't afford to actually forget who we are.
We can't. Those things are slowing us down. We can't even afford that.
That actually also, you know, just brings it a bit. I don't want us to talk a lot about it, but, you know, I feel as though, and I never want to talk about it. It's always a struggle with me and the producer and my boss, because I'm always like, if I'm going to talk about issues like these, I want to be proactive, you know? I want to be that guy that says, if you do something like this, you either are banished from the country or whatever the case may be. So the incident that took place some time back where we also, you know what happened. People go to a shop, you buy and you're doing whatever, and then you are literally stopped and told how you have not bought these things. On whose authority was that? So that incident itself, dog, for you, because there's a really tense situation now in South Africa where I'm like, there's so much density around us, man. You know, there's so many things happening. What did you take from that, and what's your stance now about what happened?
You know, if there's one thing I am no longer disillusioned to, it's that we have a lot of South Africans who love every other South African. But we also have a lot of South Africans who still feel like some of the freedoms we all enjoy should only be reserved for certain people, you know, and let's not sugarcoat it. Otherwise, we'll never get to the bottom of it. We'll never deal with racism in South Africa for as long as we try to run away from talking about it, because people don't want to talk about racism, but people don't want to stand up for someone who's being racially discriminated against. You know, people are more offended that you called him a racist than that their friend committed a racist act, you know. And it's an incredible thing. I mean, for me, it's very, very depressing to think no matter how hard I work in certain sectors of our country, I'll still just be a black boy, and chances are, as a black boy, everything I have is ill-gotten.
You know?
And that's a terrible thing. I've had many opportunities to go into crime. Not only was I too scared to do it at the time, I also felt like I wanted to be proud of my stuff. I wanted to be able to move around freely and say, this is my car, I have this car and I got it well. Now with that particular incident, worst of all, this was a young black kid buying food. A young black kid buying food. I was not buying cavellas. I was not popping bottles. There's people who spend twice that amount on liquor at a club that they will drink and piss there. and leave it at that, So it's quite depressing, but I think for as long as we speak openly to each other without the anger will soon begin to die down.
Yeah.
For as long as we pretend like these things don't happen and people continuously go through them, the more we are suppressing the emotions, and the emotions will turn into anger.
Yeah.
And when that blows up,
it's gonna be real. I was just saying the other day, it's gonna be real. It's definitely gonna be real, and it's not in a funny or in a sarcastic way, but it's definitely gonna be real because it's people can take things to just a certain extent.
Just a certain
We
extent.
can sustain something to a certain extent. Your girl will stay with you until loving you, whatever. But there's a time where it's gonna be like, yo, listen, the love broke now. I'm leaving.
At some point, the Berlin Wall came down.
Yeah.
The Berlin Wall came down, and it was brought down by the people. They got
Most
tired.
certainly, bro.
At some point, Muammar Gaddafi was taken down by his people.
Yeah.
At some point, dictator of Egypt was taken down by his people. So at some point, people get fed up and they start to make that decision, which, you know what, I won't live like this anymore. And when that point comes, the people gather from all the negative experiences that you've been trying to say did not actually happen.
Yeah.
And they collect all of that anger from
And they put it
50,000
together.
different oppressors.
Yeah.
And they will channel it at you, the one who's oppressing them at that point in time.
Yeah. It's too crazy, man. It's too crazy, man. But I'm glad it's done in the past, and we're moving, we're progressing with it. 3 EPs that are out right now. Good music continues. It's flowing. You gathering the energy, you absorbing the energy. Someone's like, yo, I saw Maraza out in Brem. I'm like, this guy, that's exactly how this guy is. You know what I mean? With the people. Where the music is, the influencers gotta be out here, because can't expect to be in a hotel or whatever for 5 years and still come up with such great music.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen,
to
bro.
go to and during. You must be within and during the people.
Most
That's
certainly,
what's gonna
brother.
happen.
So we come to the question as we're left with about 8 minutes. And actually, when you're having fun, time
It
just
flies.
literally
Me,
flies.
I'm still
bro,
settling
you know?
in. I'm like, okay, let's start this interview now. We get my introduction now.
So we play 100% African music.
Yes,
And
I love that about you guys.
And the thing about it is, it's not only the African music that we highlight, but it's the African content and the Africanism, if there's any word like that.
There
that
is,
we
and there should
preach.
be.
You know what I mean? To say that we are all about African sound, about African content, and everything that's African.
Yeah.
What do you say about that as a rapper and as Maraza?
It's my mantra, man. It's one of the biggest parts of who I am. It's the cornerstone of Maraza music. Africa is where we are. Africa is incredibly rich in not only talent or minerals, but also stories and art and culture and music. And I always try and put that African culture and art and that African sound into every single song, in addition to my African stories. You know what I'm saying? I've never rapped about riding around the block selling dope. You know what I mean? I've never rapped about being on the corner, because that's not who I am, and that's not the reality of the majority. You know? Excuse me. So it's very important for me to show as much of Africa as I can in my music, and I am proud of it. It's not something that it's not only something that I can just do naturally, it's also something I go out of my way to do. You know, this is who I am, this is who we all are, and this is the best way. If you want to take over the world, do it by being the most unique version of yourself. And you cannot be the most unique version of yourself if you're still copying another landscape, if you're still copying another culture. Start in your own culture and find your own niche in your own culture. And then maybe one day you might be able to count a Grammy next to Lady Smith Black Mambazo.
Most def, bro. I appreciate you guys coming through to the studio.
It's a pleasure, man.
Giving us an hour
It's
of your
been fun.
time. You know, literally just taking over, man. You know, I see on the Twitter streets. We see these people. We see them on the Twitter streets. So yeah, Machi. We appreciate you coming through. I'm gonna play out with this one. It's called Voga. From Blind.
Yo,
you know,
but tell me, do you have Njomane?
Jomani, which is from one of the
Pepe.
from
one of the
Pepe.
EPs.
I'm gonna find it, and we're definitely gonna play
Please
it.
do that. It's featuring a group called Imikonto. I just signed them recently to my record label,
Yeah.
together with August Child.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are going to be releasing some of the best music you've ever heard next year. And if you think I sound South African, wait until you hear these guys.
Yeah.
With a twist.
So there's
with a
more
new
projects
spin.
in the line as well coming through in terms of August and you know.
Imikonto.
Yeah.
August Child and Imikonto. Yeah, we're going back to the studio right now.
Yeah, man. Cook,
We don't play. We don't
cook,
play.
and come and serve those bars and serve that good music, Machi.
Shout out Zoto
Definitely
Abantu.
gonna actually jam that Njomani song. Maybe it's dedicated to me. Shout out to that. Shout out to that, man. This one is called Voga Maraza. Do make sure that you actually follow him on Instagram and Twitter. I'm not sure about your Instagram, but I know your Twitter is Maraza MC.
Every single one of my handles is Maraza MC.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and if your grandma wants it, MySpace.
Yeah. August, your handles on social media.
Yo. So on Twitter, it's August the Kid. So that's August the A Kid. On Instagram, it's August Child Music. On Facebook, August Child Music.
We got you, dog. Thank you so much.
This is Trans Africa Radio.